What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So transfer season, and we will be talking a lot about transfers as mentioned previously in one of my videos. So today we're talking about Kieran Tierney, and we know that he's a player that's on the radar for a lot of Premier League based clubs, and he interests a lot of teams due to the fact that he is a modern sort of kind of fullback, if you want to call him that. Plays on the left hand side, currently plays for Celtic, part of that team that's recently achieved greatness, if you want to call it that, by winning the triple-double, and that's winning the double 3 seasons in a row, which is a great achievement. But we know the Scottish League is not the greatest league in the world. It's basically Celtic that rules that roost, and no one else is available to challenge them. Of course, Rangers did a good job with Steven Gerrard, but we know Kieran Tierney was part of that particular team that set themselves in history for the rest of the existence of Scottish football. But he has been linked with a move to the Premier League, as mentioned, and Arsenal have been tipped to be the favourites. Bookies have slashed the odds on Kieran Tierney joining Arsenal. There is a fee that's obviously involved, usually with these kind of things, and the fee's in and around the £30 million mark. That is what is being reported at the moment in regards to Kieran Tierney making the jump from the Scottish League to the Premier League. We have seen other stars in the past, call them stars now, that have jumped from the Scottish League into the Premier League, and that was in Virgil van Dijk and Wanyama as well. He's ended up at Tottenham. Virgil van Dijk has ended up at Liverpool, winning the Champions League, as we all know, recently, and that was through Southampton. So of course the Scottish League, yes, does produce a number of good players, as well as Andy Robertson, who plays for Liverpool. Let's not forget him, fantastic left back. Wouldn't have thought a few years ago that he would find himself at Liverpool as well as winning the Champions League. But players have made the jump previously, moving down south from the north down to England to play in the Premier League, and Kieran Tierney is certainly one of those latest candidates who is tipped to be moving down south. So we know Arsenal, we may certainly face some defensive issues in the left back position in the near future. Nacho Monreal certainly winding his career down, not the best really, not anymore. Yes, will pop up with 1 or 2 crucial crosses or goal here and there, in particular the previous season, not the season just gone, but the previous season he popped up with a couple of good goals here and there. Of course, as we know, he's winding down his career. Kolasinac, not consistent enough for me, so reinforcements are certainly needed in that particular area, as well as the fact that Kolasinac is slightly a little bit injury prone. Last season we saw him actually get into the physio's room a number of times to get some treatment over some injuries that he had accrued over the season, so he's not the most reliable players. But Kieran Tierney will come in at 22 years old, certainly has made over 150 appearances for Celtic since he broke into the team in 2015. So you will certainly have a wealth of experience, and out of those 150 experiences, you will have a significant amount of appearances in the Champions League. Of course, Celtic are not the best team in Europe, we know that, but it's the experience that counts in playing in these kind of matches, and Kieran Tierney will certainly have that experience moving forward. Will he improve Arsenal as a team? 100%, I believe so. Of course, as mentioned, Kolasinac, yes, great, but not so reliable, not so consistent, down to injuries and performances as well. 1 week he'll come in and he'll be absolutely outstanding, and then the next week the levels drop. So of course we need someone that will certainly be reliable, and I believe Kieran Tierney will certainly be able to tick this box, and the reason for that being he's good going forward, and he's also good defensive wise, which is what we need. Someone who can bomb forward and someone who can obviously come back and help out in defence, as their main duty of course is a left back. We certainly will have a good balance if we can bring him in, as well as Hector Bellerin. We'll certainly have some good fullbacks. Of course, Hector Bellerin needs some reinforcements as well, we know that. After the departure of Lichtsteiner, Kyle Jenkinson, I don't know how long he's going to last. He might certainly cling in there and actually retain his position at the club, but not an adequate replacement or reinforcement for Hector Bellerin, I should say. But this is an extremely interesting story. Leicester are also definitely interested in his services. Of course, there's that link with Brendan Rodgers that exists between Kieran Tierney as well as Brendan Rodgers. Of course, that's his former manager. Achieved a lot together, and I believe Brendan Rodgers would have been the individual that brought him into prominence, or just after Brendan Rodgers had joined Celtic. I'm not too sure in regards to the dates. Don't quote me on that one. But it's an extremely developing story, so hopefully we can pip all the other teams to get his signature. As mentioned at the top of the video, the odds have been slashed by the bookies for Arsenal to land Kieran Tierney. So as usual, guys, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. So once again, guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm out.